Stop talking, because silence destroys disrespect faster than any comeback ever could. What if I told you that the most powerful response to disrespect isn't anger, isn't confrontation, and isn't even a clever comeback? It's silence. And no, I'm not talking about the awkward silence that makes you look weak. I'm talking about the kind that completely flips the power dynamic in your favor. And by the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to use it so disrespect loses its grip on you for good. If you've ever been disrespected, a rude comment, a dismissive tone, being talked over, you know how it burns. Your instinct screams at you to react, to defend yourself, to prove them wrong. But here's the thing. Reacting to disrespect is exactly what the other person wants. It feeds their power. I learned this the hard way, and now I'm going to show you 3 ways silence turns disrespect into a weapon that backfires on them, not on you. Section 1. Silence is a mirror. Here's the first thing nobody talks about. When someone disrespects you, they expect a reaction. They want to see you get flustered, angry, or defensive. That reaction validates their behavior. It tells them they got to you. But when you go quiet, you turn the spotlight back on them. Suddenly, all the energy they were projecting has nowhere to land. They're left standing there, with their own words hanging in the air. And in that moment, they feel the weight of what they just said. I've seen it happen countless times. A colleague throws a snide remark. Everyone expects a comeback. Instead, they get slow, deliberate silence. The room gets uncomfortable, and the person who disrespected you starts shrinking. Because silence doesn't just block the attack, it forces them to hear their own words echo back at them. That's the first power of silence, but it gets better. Section 2. Silence protects your energy. Now here's the second thing. Reacting to disrespect costs you. Every time you argue back, defend yourself, or let someone drag you into their drama, you're handing them your most valuable resource, your time, your attention, your emotional peace. And let's be real, half the time the person disrespecting you isn't worth a second of your energy. They're not looking for a conversation, they're looking for a reaction. So why give them the satisfaction? It filters out the noise and the toxicity. It says without a single word, you don't deserve my response. And that is a level of self-respect that most people never reach, because they're too busy fighting battles that don't matter. But wait, some people might say, won't silence make me look weak? That's the biggest misconception of all. And that's exactly what we're about to bust. Section 3. Silence is not weakness, it's control. Here's the thing most people get wrong. They confuse silence with submission. But silence is not passive. It's the ultimate display of control. When you choose not to react, you're telling the other person, I'm in charge of this interaction. Think about it. Who's stronger? The person who gets triggered by every insult, or the person who stays so unshaken that the insult just bounces off? The person who reacts is dangling on a string, controlled by others. The person who stays silent is pulling the strings. And here's the kicker. When you stay silent, you give yourself time to think. You don't say something you'll regret. You don't sink to their level. You maintain your dignity. And in the long run, people respect the person who can hold their ground without raising their voice, more than the one who always has to get the last word. So next time someone tries to drag you down, remember, silence is not surrender. It's strategy. And it's a strategy that never fails. Now, here's what I want you to do. The next time someone disrespects you, try this. Stay quiet for 3 seconds. Let the silence do the work. And then drop your comment below. What's the hardest part about staying silent when you really want to react? I honestly respond to every single one, and your insight might just help someone else. And if this gave you a new way to look at things, hit that like button and subscribe so you don't miss the next video. Thanks for watching, and remember, your silence is your power. Use it wisely. See you in the next one.